All right, guys, welcome back. Now, in a recent article in the Gleaner newspaper, some Jamaican green card holders in the U.S. expressed hesitancy to travel due to changes in the immigration policy. Zooming in now to have this discussion with us is Director of the Caribbean Immigration Services, Mr. Irwine Clare. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning to both of you.
Irwine, how are you?
I am well, thanks. I'm well. It's going to be a bright, sunny day here, I think.
Yeah, man. Good to see you. Who is a green card holder? Who is that person?
A green card holder is really, what is it called, an alien permanent green card. It's when one migrates to the United States and they may have been petitioned for, let's say, by a family member and for permanent residency. It allows legal presence in the United States to live, work, and travel. The expectation is that you maintain your dual residency, and that is always considered at least 6 months. Once you acquire that 6 month status within where you permanently reside, is considered your residency. To exit the country and remain out for more than 6 months could become problematic. That is where several persons are now encountering challenges, because with the present administration, they are now enforcing the rules as written by law.
Oh, okay, so tell me that again. So you have to be out of the country for more than 6 months. So if I fly out and I come back in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, I'm fine?
You're fine.
Then what is the concern then? Because I don't think people want to leave America for 6 or 7 months. So what is the concern?
In some cases they do. The concern here is whether or not you've ever been arrested. Period. Because once you re-enter the United States, they run your green card, and that information will come up. And recent changes have made some of the challenges we may have had with the criminal justice system becomes critical as to whether or not the CB officer, the custom officer there that interviews you, will consider you fit to enter the United States. So we say to people right now, if you have ever had any incidents with the criminal justice with the United States, whereas last year those situations may not have been an issue, this year it is an issue. We say to you that you should have a conversation with your attorney or persons who are so expert in those areas before you travel. And then there are also other factors too, guys. The other factors could be that although you would have gone on and gotten your green card, you may have had previous immigration matters where you attempted to adjust your status or to become straight, and the first time it never worked out. And the system may have sent you a letter that says you are granted what is called voluntary departure, which means you leave before we come and get you. But within that time frame, you also had the opportunity to seek redress, and you would have gone on and gotten something straight. But that little part there that says removal, voluntary removal, is never taken off your case. When they run your case file now, those things come up. Here goes again. Opportunity for the guy at the bar to say, well, tell you what, guy, we're going to have to check you out in because, but you must remember now, what is driving most of these things? What is really driving most of these things, and I'm very careful with my wording here, is that the numbers that this administration may have expected to deport on day one, as they said, is not really materializing. So the bars now are being lowered. Any kind of miscue. And that's what we say to people. It's not to get people really, really concerned and to be a fear mongering here. But if you have had any challenges in your past, just speak to your immigration person before you travel. That is a responsible way. That is a responsible way.
But criminal cases aside, though, Irwine, what are special circumstances? Like, we know that some persons may be living overseas, have gotten married, they live overseas, but their parents are still here, they're getting older. Do they give any kind of considerations for these special circumstances?
All right, there are rules and regs for that. If you're a green card holder and you plan to be out of the country for, let's say, more than a year, you can apply for what is called a re-entry permit, which allows you to be out of the country for up to 2 years without penalty. So there's some rules there, not as flexible as one would want it. There are people, let us be real here, that may necessarily use their green card, probably like a hybrid visa. Those kind of comfort area that used to be, one would say, available. With present conditionalities, you find that the person who's checking you out at point of entry to the United States may not be as accommodating, So again here, if we say to persons, if you have a green card, and I usually start my conversation with these guys, if you have a green card and you're qualified to be a citizen, it's a good time to go out and get your citizenship and move away from these situations where, as a permanent resident, where this is becoming, less and less a secured matter for you to take as far as your immigration is concerned.
By the way, can you lose your citizenship?
There are possibilities. As a matter of fact, if you recall, in the first Trump administration, they did mention that they did set up a department that would seek to review certain applications. There are certain applications where a person may have not told the truth or may have come from certain countries which they hide, and all that scenario. It's a process of denaturalization which doesn't happen overnight. But yes, it can happen. And I think this Trump administration has already engendered that organization as well. But I don't think that that's a managing risk when you compare to the numbers that they probably find there.
Yeah, the reason I asked that was about leaving the country, the same thing we were talking about, the green card. I know if you do, any untoward stuff, then you can. But I was asking, if you come out of the country for 5-6 months, I'm a citizen, can that be any?
Oh, you're fine, man. You're fine, man. Okay. You're fine. You have many Americans live all over the world. Okay. When last said they come back to the United States, as long as the country that they're in accepts them. I travel extensively.
Yep.
I don't necessarily stay 6 months per se yet, but in the future I hope to. And it is my expectation that I'll enter in whenever I choose to, because I'm a United States citizen, I paid my taxes here, and I earn the right to do what I do.
Yeah. Let's talk about the effects, though, for Jamaicans who won't be able to travel or they don't want to travel right now. What kind of effect are we looking at to Jamaica? That's a question that is challenging. And one of the things I'll say to you, Jamaicans living in the diaspora have a true commitment to their nation. Bar none. And, we'll find ways to come home. It will be challenging for some because of some of those impediments, which is understood. The challenge, though, is at the fear factor here, because it's a part of this whole immigration drive here. One of the main ingredient for success is fear. And there are those who cultivate it and nurture it. I say to folks right now who are in a position to travel and so desire, they should look about it, but be prudent about it, be responsible. And the fact there, though, here's a drawback, though, is that because green card holders do not live in a silo, they impact other family members. So this is where it could impact a whole family not going to go because of one person in the family. That is a consideration. So we may have a fall off there. But I truly believe that in most cases, Jamaicans with permanent green cards are okay. But all I say to them is that be prudent, check yourself up before you travel. And the part where I feel that the fall off could be for Jamaica is that we have a larger situation here. And that is the impact of what's taking place within the government, within the management of the government in this country, where people are being laid off. Many of us do work in federal government, and families affected. That could have an impact going forth and how we look at how immigrants are treated at the border. Yeah,
you said earlier, sorry to jump in, Irwine, you said earlier that if you do nothing wrong and stuff when you travel and you come back, that might come up. But if you are a clean, decent, young, well, not necessarily young, but if you do nothing wrong.
You mean old like me, yeah, I'm all right.
Or like we. You can run up and down and you shouldn't have no issues, right?
And that is the basis. That's the case. Yes. Right. Yes. And if the issue comes up, you have strong footing. Right. But it will be an inconvenience, but you'll have strong footing because, again, remember, there's an eagerness to remove persons from the United States, and the numbers are not being fulfilled, and so the bars are being lowered.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just have to be cognizant of that.
Are you telling people right now to get themselves an attorney?
Well, if they have those situations, have a consultation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We love Jamaica and want to come up and do our stuff, invest in the nation and spend some money and enjoy like we should.
Yep.
You know, but you also have a responsibility where you live and to come back to your job and your family.
Yep.
So be prudent about it.
Good to see you, my friend.
Same here.
I don't know if everyone knows this. Irwine Clare is also Team Jamaica Bickle.
Yes.
Team
Yes.
Jamaica Bickle is the group that looks after the athletes when they come to the pen relays.
Nice.
So he feeds them if they need little put up them kind of help.
And we have big things going on this year now.
Yeah.
Big things.
So I suspect I might see you next week Tuesday. No?
I suspect so.
I suspect I might see you. Thank you very much for shedding some light on this. And I hope when you come to Champs, them not going to stop you from...
No, I can always stay, man. I have no problem staying.
So when you come, and next time I see you sit down and say, boy, Sir Donald say I can't come back.
Yeah, I hear some of that now.
You always have a home here, Irwine. Always.
Good to see you, my friend. God bless. Take care. See you next week. He's the Director of the Caribbean Immigrant Services and so much more, Mr. Irwine Clare.
All right, guys. Well, after the break, it's all about the Lots of Socks campaign.